let's go ahead and get into the movie that I told you guys about earlier in the show.
What is this?
Man, let me tell you something. There was a movie that I was dying to see, but and it counts as being one of the theatrically released movies of 2018.
Oh,
Even if it was only out there for 2 days. And that movie is The Trump Prophecy. I had to go see this in the theater. I mean, I wanted to, and I missed my chance because, as I said, it was only out for 2 days. Maybe 3. I think they added an extra day. But they were talking about, it was one of those Fathom events at Regal Cinemas.
yeah.
And when this came out, 2 days is all they needed because this thing did have a cult-like following in the theater for that time. And being that I missed it, I didn't have it. I had to wait for it to get out there in the internet. And now this, I ain't gonna lie to you. I found this somewhere. I ain't gonna tell you where. It's about to be on video next month, but I couldn't wait that long. That's how much I was anticipating seeing this. And the reason why I want to see this is based just on the premise alone, man. Firefighter gets PTSD, starts having hallucinations and visions, and goes to the doctor and tells the doctor, these visions that I'm having, God has told me that President Trump will be a thing one day. He says that one person needs to lead this world, not the country, and that is Donald Trump. And instead of the doctor saying, "Get the fuck out my office,"
Okay, now, I'm gonna write you his Klonopin.
yeah,
And
they say, "Tell me more," and it starts a movement. As far as this movie is concerned, and because this man predicted this he predicted this years before Trump was elected president, they said, no, this man's not insane. He's a prophet. Hence the Trump prophecy. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer, Martin. And you hearing that, Martin, when you're listening to the premise and you're thinking how insane this is, you have no idea the depths of madness that I went to with this.
God is telling us to pray for our country, its leadership, and those in authority over us. That's what we need to do.
They're going at him tooth and claw.
Before I get into this, because y'all gonna think that I'm gonna take my bias in with this, because let's be honest, y'all know I don't like Trump, and if Trump ever knew me, he wouldn't be too fun to me either. He'd be writing a tweet about me every day, twice a day if he can, because I'm gonna talk shit about him. I have no fondness for Trump at all. But I knew that people realized that, and I want to go. I tried to be fair. I went in this movie totally open-minded. I said, go in here and do not try to, and if nothing else, do not go in with your nose up in the air looking down on these people that like this movie, because you never know. And because for one thing, you have to look, you know what you're getting into. You can't go in here ready to ridicule something knowing what it is.
well, especially not with those production values.
No, hell no. Because you know, first of all, you know you're going into a political movie, a heavily biased political movie. And trust me, this movie, it every opportunity it gets, it tries to like, it's trying to do a fan service for all the conservatives in the audience. It's funny because you know how Marvel has Easter eggs in that thing. Like this movie even has its own Easter eggs. Like they'll be going by a boat and just for no reason, bumper sticker Reagan Bush 84. Ooh, did you catch it? They are not trying to hide it at all in here. This, you know, this is Marvel for conservative fundamentalists, man. and the other thing is that you go into it knowing that it is a religious movie, and I can definitely I can pull my biases aside for that and not judge at all. You know, I'm not a religious person one bit. I'll go and use the word atheist, but I've seen a couple of faith-based movies and had no problem with it. Yeah. That movie, I Can Only Imagine, man. I didn't come out praising this and giving it a glowing review.
Yeah, you kind of did.
And if I did, you know what? It's because I was fair and I liked it. I actually like this movie, man, and yeah, it is very much a faith-based movie.
My dad.
But you know, and so in the trailer shows this as a religious movie, so you can't hold that against it, man. I know what I'm getting into, but god damn, I didn't know it was that religious, man, to the point where it ain't even a movie. Practically, I'll tell you about that in a little while because they get heavy with this, man. It's a propaganda film. It's a straight up propaganda film. I don't mind that. But even propaganda films got to have standards. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, I don't want to be insulting. And I said I wasn't going to go in and make fun of the people that might enjoy this movie. But I think the movie's insulting to y'all because the movie is so bad. It's like, it's hardly a movie. It's hardly a story. The movie is so bad that it almost knows that, you know, the audience is going to see this. They're brainwashed anyway. They're brainwashed and stupid. So we can go in and barely even have a script, barely have a film. Because there's no attempt to, like I was saying, I would say that there's no attempt here to make a good movie. There's no attempt to make a movie, period. Let's start out with the story, man, because with the story, of course, you know, it's one of those things. I couldn't believe it. And they had me hooked from the beginning because at the beginning, they start out with those words, based on a true story. And I was like, you got to be bullshitting.
Don't do that.
That's really a dude conks his head and here's guys saying vote for Trump. Trump was president. Oh, yeah. Except I think a lot of people didn't hit their heads. Just naturally crazy. You know, from that, I say, okay, I'm in. I got to hear the story about this. How you make this make sense to me? Explain this shit to me.
Yeah,
and it is a true story. It's about a guy named Mark Taylor. Mark Taylor retired. Now you know
he retired from the blue comedy tour. Blue collar comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, what's he look like? You might be a redneck. Yeah,
Jeff Foxworthy.
Jeff Foxworthy. Now you know this man's a con man. This man is in 2011. Got a porn mustache and a mullet. Come on, you know this. Like, I'm not even saying he's crazy. This is a con man, but he's a retired firefighter. April of 2011, he had PTSD and somehow, for some reason, God chose his mullet wearing ass. I mean, I know the Lord works in mysterious ways, but this is just fucking silly. This is ridiculous.
Maybe God is having a laugh on him.
Yeah. Out of all the people that God could have chosen, he looked down at 2011 and says, I want the dude with the mullet. I want to speak through him. But in 2011, God told him that Trump would be president, and this inspired a whole prayer movement during the election in 2016. And now, if you go by this movie, it's because of God speaking through this man that Trump was elected president. Okay. Because the prayers were so strong, and this man was the one that inspired all those prayers. I'm just praying for him to get a decent haircut. That's the links that they go to twist the story around to appeal to the audience that this is directed towards is hilarious, man. The first fire that they go to in the movie, or the fire that they go to in the movie, the one that traumatizes, man. Of course, the fire wasn't started by some faulty electric wiring or somebody, falling asleep with cigarettes. No, it turns out that, a brown person was smoking crack. and got high, this is going, of course, because of Trump talking about the problems with drugs and the opioids, and also to scare the hell out of people, saying, you see, before this man was praying for Trump to get elected, we had people like this killing children by burning down their own children, by burning down their houses. And when they do that, they there are things that they explain here that just make it even crazier. Like, I want to know, this whole thing, like, how do we get from a man, having PTSD to God talking to him to like him just all of a sudden just hearing about Trump? What happened? It turns out that old Marky Mark here, the reason why he had these voices. Now, here's how it happened. He heard, what happened was he fell asleep in front of the TV. And in his dream, he heard Trump talking. Now, when he wakes up, the TV's on, it's on the news, and Trump is giving an interview. And any other person would be like, oh, you know what? I fell asleep. The sound was turned up, and that's what it was mixed in with my dreams. No, not old Marky Margaret here. Mark says, no, God was talking to me. Oh, no. I mean, the evidence is right there, man.
Yeah.
You don't need any explanation for this. It's right there. No, fuck that, man. No, God was talking to me. And he was telling me, it's in the movie, he was telling me that the reason why God was talking to me, because I heard at that moment, I heard it clearer than anybody else. I heard, Mark Taylor heard that's the voice of a president, President Trump. And God says, I need to go out and spread that message to everybody. From that point on, he goes to like a doctor to talk about PTSD. And now if you're going to go to a doctor and tell them, hey, doc, I'm having PTSD and I'm hearing voices. God came down and told me that God is telling me that Trump needs to be president.
Doctor would say, okay, one lithium coming right away.
Exactly. Or you find your ass in a room with Bruce Willis and Mr. Glass and shit, Somebody will come and grab your ass and pull you out of there. But nah, man, the doctors are really like, you know what, Mark, you're a very special person. We need to talk about this more. And the doctors in the movie, man, here's where it gets crazy. The doctors in the film, they just stop. They are so into his story.
Oh no.
It's almost like these doctors don't even.
They stop treating patients.
They stop treating patients, and the doctors stop treating patients.
Hey, Scotty, put the scalpel down. Come here. I got to tell you something. You got to hear this.
They stop treating patients, and they get on, and they're like, yeah, we hear what you're saying, Mark. And they just dedicate their lives to getting even Trump nominated. They dedicate their lives to getting people to pray to get Trump nominated. You think that the doctors would sit back and even say, like, why is God talking to your bitch country ass, but no, none of them, no one ever stops there's not one person. The first doctor that he actually goes to doesn't, he doesn't like look at him like he's nuts. He says, you know something, this whole thing with God, I know a man of faith who works with me that you should talk to. He's writing a prescription. I'm going to recommend you to him. Like, no, I thought there was going to be a twist in here where we got to the office, like they were going to be waiting on a butterfly net and shit. It's no, man. No, he's going up the ranks and just everybody's like, not one person says, I'm just waiting for one person to say, the guy's fucking insane.
Right.
He needs a CAT scan. This guy's this guy's, the job got to him so bad that he's mentally ill.
Yeah.
At this point. Nope, not in this world. No one questions him. And that is why this is so, if you watch it the right way, it can be amazing.
What?
Because
see, okay, now you sound like me.
Yeah, no, I do. But I know that they don't have this intention here. I know that they fucking up. No, the thing is, if you have to watch it. Now, I wish they had made the character in the movie look like the real life Mark, because this is a con man. And so what you're looking at, this is not a movie about a prophet. This is a movie about a cult leader in the making. This is a guy who's he was going around with his crazy shit and making people just as crazy as him.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you watch it as the origin of a cult, which is kind of what the Trump people are today anyway, then yeah, it makes complete sense. If it was a real movie, if it was even just a decent movie, I mean, the filmmaking here, like when you watch it on TV, you can't tell how bad this is. For one of the things I love about the bad filmmaking here is that they have no clue how PTSD works at all. Like they even said, well, no one knew what PTSD was until today. It's like,
right. Yeah, I know. I heard him say it. Until recently, they didn't know what it was.
this is 2011.
Yeah, they've been knowing about it for forever.
Yeah.
It just had different names.
Yeah. And the funny thing is in the movie, they don't know how PTSD works. So, but it'd be one thing to not understand the science of it. But this movie, they make PTSD a horror movie creature. PTSD, Martin, I'm not lying. PTSD waits behind boxes to attack Mark. It's like you get the point of view of PTSD before he leaps.
Yeah, can't wait to go fishing. I love me some fishing. Uh-oh.
That is not a creature. That is PTSD, which I guess in this movie is a creature.
You sure this isn't a sequel to It Follows or something? Yeah, that's the bird box.
Yeah. When you say bird box, did you see PTSD just lurking?
Oh, that's
I'm gonna get you, Mark. Yeah, I saw this, and it took me longer to watch this than I needed to, because I really thought, like, cause they show him having visions of demons and shit.
Like, wait, what did I miss?
And I thought like demons had actually manifested themselves. No, it is PTSD. Like, looking at it like after this rated. He goes to the doctor. Doctor, I have PTSD. He just attacked me out of nowhere. This is insane, man. That's the level of insanity that I'm talking about.
Okay.
When PTSD actually is a creature, a character in the movie. When it comes swoops down on your ass like a vampire or something. The acting in this is horrible. Now the guy that plays Mark, he spends half the movie. I'll see if I can find a picture of him, because there are moments in the movie where he just. Let's see if I can find a picture of him, the right one. There are moments in the film where he just looks like I made a mistake.
My agent is so fired.
Yeah, there are moments like he really thought that this was going to, the script must have been totally different. But I don't know, he probably was reading the script for a horror movie and he didn't know that this was all about God or something. But he's just kind of bored and uninspired in the movie. He's not much of a character, but there's some horrible moments of acting. And I hate to be hard on kids, but like one of the worst scenes involves a little kid. Like a little kid they rescue from a fire, and she is so dramatic. It's almost like, calm your little ass down.
My baby brother, he's still inside.
Be advised,
you see those hands? How's that, Bart?
My baby brother, he's still inside.
be advised.
Oh God! Like she's turned to the Hulk or something back there.
Now that's PTSD.
Yeah, exactly. There are moments of the special effects in here that are horrible. And it's just awkward, man. They don't know how to put scenes together. I'll give the movie credit. They try to actually be fair themselves, and not every character loves Trump. They realize that, even the most conservative people, because of his cheating ass, they're like, yeah, I'm really not too fond of Trump right now. But the way they put it in, it's like this. It's not a part of the story. Mm. It's just inserted in. Somebody just says, I don't like Trump. And it just goes on to another scene like nothing ever happened.
Okay, what does he want us to pray for?
Well, not what, who? Donald Trump.
I've never been a fan of Donald Trump.
Next scene.
Wow.
That character never comes back.
She must have improvised that part. All right, you're out. You're fired. You're fired.
Yeah, they don't. That character doesn't come back. That has no context to the story except for somebody to say, "Well, I don't like Trump," and that's that. And I've never seen a movie just try not to hide the laziness that this movie has. Especially when it's on the big screen. Mm-hmm. You remember the when we saw the trailer where they showed the newspapers and the newspapers just had gibberish, like it was like pig Latin or something.
Yeah.
I thought that was a mistake in the trailer. Like they didn't, like they actually put a scene in there where they didn't have the actual words. No, it's like that in the movie. It's the same thing that you saw in the trailer. It's the same thing in the movie, man.
No, those papers are in Latin.
In Latin, yeah. Well, apparently the Latins love Trump.
That's hilarious. They use Greeking.
Yeah. They didn't try to change that at all, man. The headlines, the biggest day in English.
Well, that's the first tip off is the font used for the headlines. Nobody does that.
No. And if you notice, it's not even a part of the newspaper. Like that shit is way too crisp. You know, you can tell they just freshly typed that out. Photoshop, yeah. Now here's what I'm talking about. It's not even a full movie. This is about, and I'm not even lying, it's about 30, 40 minutes of a religious Hallmark special.
Sure.
Outside of that, they have nothing but filler and propaganda type filler. Almost half this movie is praying. They stop so many times to just pray. Not do anything but just stop and actually pray in the film.
What I'm asking is, have you prayed about it?
Hey, how about we pray?
This is a call to prayer. You need to start a national prayer chain.
What if he doesn't get confirmed at the Republican convention?
Mary, all we can do is pray.
And you watch them pray? Yeah, man.
That's a good way to use up footage.
Yeah.
Pad out the time.
And you know what? You would think that with all this praying, they wouldn't have any more time to pad out. Martin, that's just at least praying has something to do with the film, even if it's really not, even if it is padding, it has something to do with the movie.
Yeah.
But because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, all right, with as much praying as we doing, this little flimsy ass story that we don't have enough here for, because the movie's it's 10 minutes shy of 2 hours.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, and I'm like, you do not have enough material here for 2 hours as much as you padding this movie out. You got to end this shit. And when it got and it got weird because about an hour and a half in, they finished the story. They were done. And I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm looking at wrong here. Then maybe there's a short or something after this. Maybe there was another video that I'm not aware of.
Davey and Goliath show.
Yeah, yeah. And no, man. Now the credits ain't rolled yet, but they're done with the movie, and they don't even tell you that once the story's done, they become a 10-minute music video.
Oh,
God and country.
Yeah,
The call that
and a cheesy ass music video.
no matter what the
Look, now I want to make sure that you realize that I'm being respectful, because I don't know if these are real people who have lost people in wars or whatever, but the way they film it, I'm sorry, I mean no disrespect, but it is corny as fuck, man. You know, you could tell that they were directed to be just as corny as they can, where they look at they're looking at something, they look at the camera and they're like, yes, yes. No disrespect, but come on, y'all.
yeah, I don't know him.
Those are the pictures that they bought the frame with. You missed the kids, Martin.
Did I? Was laughing too hard.
Yeah, you missed the kids that looked up and then looked at each other like, yes.
Oh man.
in every neighborhood. I'm talking every race and nationality.
Nah, I'm not saying anything because I don't want to disrespect. I don't want to disrespect anybody that's dead. I don't want to disrespect any.
We don't know if those people are dead.
They probably are, because I think those are real people that they putting in there. So I'm not going, because I thought all kind of jokes and whatnot. I'm not going to say. It kind of speaks for itself. No, because look, like I said, I'm not going to go as far. I'm not just going to be an asshole with the film. Those are real people. I'm just talking about how bad it was filmed. I'm just talking about they just stopped the fucking movie. That plays out that's a 10-minute music video.
But it sounds like they didn't stop the movie. The movie was just done.
It was done. Yeah, the movie was done. I mean, and the thing is, you fulfilled your running time for a full feature-length film. And you just had to keep on going. And the funny thing is with this music video, it ain't nothing but just one image after another, just shit that Americans like. Right. You know, the flag, the moon. They showed the chairs, you know, they showed the space shuttle. Like, you know? Right. You know, people, fireworks, people eating hot dogs. You know, it is the most trite American propaganda imagery you could ever see.
Yeah.
Just fake ass patriotism.
Well, and it's got that God and country song playing.
And they got that guy who sings like this, who loves God and he loves me. It's not enough for the movie to stop and pray and to have a music video. They even have an infomercial in here. You know, there's a big Israel message in here.
Oh, okay. That's really becoming a thing now.
Yeah, it is. And they stopped the movie to almost sell you this horn. There's no reason for it to be there other than to get you to buy whatever this thing is that's really important to Israelite people or Israelis. Some horn that you blow into.
On your own, it's merely the sound of a ram's horn.
But when your voice is joined together with God's voice,
it's a phone.
It becomes a supernatural weapon. It's a declaration by God's people.
You know, this is some Thanos shit. And it gets, and this is a long scene. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I will say like the reason why I say it becomes like a infomercial because it hits like this.
Yeah, very much.
Oh, so. Yeah, but it even hits that part where it shows like, and these customers are pleased with their purchase too. You know, they show like a montage with all these little squares of people blowing into this horn.
Great healing, there'll be healing in the
Order now.
Yeah, operators are standing by.
Yeah.
It becomes a supernatural weapon.
It's like Doctor Strange uses this shit.
Wait, why did it cut to that woman?
Because she's playing it on her desktop. She's actually they worked it in some kind of way where she's watching it on the. This is like her porn or something. You know? She's gonna be using that for something later. She's gonna blow that out of her ass. This is and you're thinking, all right, well, shit, they got it covered with bullshit. I guess there's no more they can put in there. No, I told you they padded this out with a lot of bullshit.
Yeah,
they're not even done.
It's called the movie.
Yeah, and I thought that this was like, I thought that it turns out because I thought like, all right, you know what, that we have no more. I thought like we had actually fulfilled 2 hours. Turned out that the movie, the actual movie itself, like I said, it's about 30 minutes long. You put in the prayer, you put in that horn infomercial, you put in the music video, that thing's about 30, 40 minutes long. They still have 30 minutes to go, even with all that stuff.
To make it a feature.
Make it, yeah, well, they actually have to fill the 2 hours. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, like I said, the movie's done. They got 30, but they're like, nah, we told somebody 2 hours. We can go on the whole 2 hours. At that point, at the hour and a half mark, when everybody should be getting up and getting ready to go home, the movie just says, fuck it, and they just start lecturing.
We have an obligation to pray for our country. I certainly do every night.
If my people, who are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face.
You know, that's a green screen. They're talking about, they cycle through about 6 people for the next 30 minutes. And I thought I thought I was gonna stop. I let it play out, and I thought I was gonna quit. I couldn't take it no more. I got up and put some clothes in the dryer, got a snack, took a piss, came back. This was still going, and even for people who are into this, man, this would even try their patience.
Sure,
like like most of these people at this point, they would be like, man, fuck this. This is done, and really, when it's all over, when it's completely done, and you look back on this film, the funniest thing about it is that with them talking about Trump and when and them being so happy that Trump won, it's not celebrating any policy that Trump won. They're not talking about any policy. They're just they just want Trump to win. Because this one crazy asshole had a dream.
Yeah.
Or he's conning people. They're not talking about anything that Trump can do. They're just happy that they prayed, and for some reason their prayers were answered. Because old mundane Mark over here just fell asleep in front of a TV. That's really what it was. A dude fell asleep in front of a TV and started a movement. This went off, and I have to tell you, watching it in its entirety, and watching it not in clips like I did, but watching the film, fully, this is one of the most bizarre movies I've ever seen to actually hit the screen. This is material for a cult. Because this is not, like I said, it's not a movie. As you can see, man, they did a whole section for 30 minutes where they did nothing but a lecture.
Yeah.
They sold people shit. They did a music video to get everybody all amped up. I mean, this is a cult fucking film, man.
Right.
And I'm not talking about like a cult movie like Ed Wood movies are. I'm talking about like people are blindly following this bullshit. And this guy is almost like a cult leader. This is insane. It's bullshit. But it is the most fast. This again is the reason why I love bad movies. Because you don't see like this. This is not normal. You don't see, good movies don't do this kind of bullshit.
Hey man, if that's what you enjoy, go for it. You ain't hurt nobody.
No, the movie's hurting people. But I ain't hurting nobody. Why? But no,
So did your wife watch it with you?
Hell no, she didn't watch it with me. No. In fact, she even came in and she thought I was crazy for watching it.
Yeah, I bet.
She's like, what is wrong with you? She looked at me like, why? She actually, because she heard that, because she came in and caught it with the part with the...
No, sweetie. Sit down. Come pray with me.
Yeah. She saw this part with the lecture going on. She thought that I was actually like I pulled this up like I was, today I just got saved or something. I think she was actually ready to divorce my ass. Nah, man. Nah, this is, it's something I probably won't ever watch again, but I'm grateful that I saw it. Yeah, it's bullshit, but it's the most bizarre, fascinating bullshit I've ever seen, man. And Brad Jones told me that one of the reasons why I wanted to be at the screening was I wanted to see the reaction of people. And Brad Jones told me that when it was done, even after the lecturing and everything, you would think that people, at least half the theater, would be like, okay, I'm for Trump, but what the fuck was that? Nah, got a standing ovation. People crying watching this. This movie, yeah, this movie. I mean, I'm not trying to talk bad about the people that follow, but this is for the most brainwashed people, and also for those people who are like in their 80s or so. Sure. And they're about to die, and they don't care where, whichever way the wind blows with God, that's what they're gonna do. I can't tell you to watch it. I'm not gonna tell you, and I'm not gonna tell you to watch. But some of you are curious, and if you are, I don't even think you should watch the whole thing. You could probably fast forward. I watched the whole thing and was into it. But if you want to watch this and just to see just how crazy this is, I recommend it for that. Thanks for watching the video. I'm just going to take a guess and say that you enjoyed what you saw. So please subscribe to us. And if you really love what we do, check out our main site, doubletoasted.com. Over there, you'll find a longer form version of this video and also the live streams that we do almost every night of the week. Support us at dtmerch.com. And remember to always stay